On this week's edition of Price is Right Wrestling, I think Creative took every single idea they had, from segments to matches to promos to wacky-ass characters. They put them in the pitching machine. Before turning that pitching machine on, they gave it every single upper in the goddamn known world, to the point that it just kept firing the ideas at everybody. Right in the goddamn head, so you didn't know what was good, bad, or indifferent. And even if you could decipher the good, you had too many goddamn head injuries from all the ideas hitting you in the head. And also, all the goddamn colors in every known rainbow in the fucking universe, to the point that a blind astronaut all the way in the fucking space station could have seen them. And how the fuck there would have been a blind astronaut, I have no goddamn idea. NASA needs to get their shit together. I'm John Martin with my review, WWE NXT 2.0. Despite that intro that seemed to indicate that I might have hated the show, there is going to be some praise. Here's the problem. It's still such a game show wrestling format that I can't fucking take it seriously. So now I'm just going to fucking crack jokes. Let me know your thoughts on the revamp of NXT, or rather NXT 2.0, in the comments, please. So we get recaps of the Price is Right set and all the new and stupid names. Let me just say right now, there's enough talent to make this work, but some of the names are directly out of the new generation era, or like, you know, when Vince McMahon decided to make Terry Taylor the Red Rooster and a whole bunch of other shit, the gobbledygooker. God damn, Vince really has not learned a goddamn thing in about 30 fucking years, has he? So anyway, I just fucking hate the new set. I don't mind it being a bit brighter, but it looks ridiculous. It's like, why not just come out, you know, do the whole yodeling thing from The Price is Right and everything, have a Plinko machine out there, just do something. You might as well have everybody play games, because that's basically what they're fucking doing. So there's about, 20 guys in the goddamn ring. Actually, it's only about 8. Here's Ciampa, the new NXT champion, and well, one of them is Rick's kid, Rex Steiner. That's his fucking name. You know why? Because Braun Breaker's a really monumentally stupid name, and the fact that I don't know who came up with that. I don't know if Vince did. I don't know who did. It's a really dumb name. It's like, that is something where it's like Rocky Maivia or the Ringmaster. It's really, really bad. And Rocky Maivia at least made sense as far as history. Braun Breaker seriously sounds like a knockoff version of Tetris. It's just not good. He is good. He is very good. He is just like his dad. Sounds a bit like Scotty. The guy's got a world of potential. It's just a stupid name. And I'm going to keep harping on it until they get rid of that stupid fucking name. Carmelo Hayes and Ricky Tricky Tabby, or rather Tricky Ticky Williams, I mean, whatever you want to really call him. 2 lumberjacks, and they're okay. Spacey Odyssey Jones and Kevin Owens as a waiter, who I found out was Joe Wayne Gacy. They chucked so many people at us last week that, I had to, read up a little bit on these guys, and I understand trying to revamp and trying to retool, and they're trying to get more people out there, and that's good. They've had more of these people around, and they finally want to feature them. That's great. I feel bad for the people that have lost their jobs, and featuring new people isn't the worst thing in the world, but they're cutting them off at the legs with a lot of these gimmicks. They're really fucking bad. Ciampa puts them over and talks about the fans and everything, and how the fans are NXT, and he is NXT, and he will be champion probably until the next takeover and then lose it. He's not going to be a champion of a lengthy reign. Same with Samoa Joe. Samoa Joe didn't have to relinquish it. And hopefully Joe's back and healed up very soon. So suddenly Cameron Grimes shows up to take everything to the moon. And then LA Knight shows up to pick up the pace of this promo. And then Pete Dunne shows up, and it's a melee. It's a mess. My God, you can definitely tell that Vince & Co. have some kind of influence over this, because it was a long promo with a whole bunch of messes and a whole bunch of entrances just being interrupted and everything. It was a fucking mess. And suddenly, suddenly we cut back to Kelly from NXT UK. Elektra Lopez and 2 others, or I think it was B-Fab and somebody that was identified later as Amari Miller. Maybe. I'm not sure. And then we come back to Rex Steiner. I'm going to keep calling him that, again, until the monumentally stupid name is over and done with. Says, hey, Dunn and Knight, why don't you face me and Ciampa tonight? Okay, apparently he's making the matches. It's fine. Whatever. Cuts better promo than half the goddamn roster as it is. And then we get the first match, Kushida versus Roderick Strong, with the Diamonds Are a Girl's Best Friend mine. I do like this Ivy Hale. She's compact, but she has a good look and everything. I don't know why she's carrying a giant chain around with her. There's talent in this group. I don't get the appeal of Malcolm Bivens. I'm not saying he can't get a promo, but I'm not seeing it why people praise him. I'm not saying he's bad. Maybe I need to see more of his work, suggest some of his stuff that I should see. It's Cruiserweight Championship. Remember the Cruiserweight title? Remember how Kushida was touted as being somebody that could have made a difference in NXT? What difference has he made? And I knew that he wasn't going to make much of a difference. It's funny that he faced a few heavyweights, but mostly has just been in the cruiserweight division, which is why he left New Japan originally, because he wanted to compete with the heavyweights. I wonder if he wants to go back and maybe, oh, I don't know, New Japan might be desperate enough to put him in the heavyweight division, and he would actually... I don't know what his contract status is. If he's happy there, fine. Kushida's one of the best in the world and has basically been effectively just neutralized here. So the numbers game eventually gets the best of Kushida. There's a Superman punch by Ivy with the referee distracted because the referees are ineffective. Strong wins. And thanks for coming, Kushida. And who is Grayson Waller? Wait, wasn't he the guy that teamed up with Drake Maverick for like a week? Somebody actually told me he was on 205 Live, which explains why I haven't fucking seen him. And I guess he's going to have a match with them, or with Strong next week. Okay, cool. Whatever. Do we have a reason to care about these fucking characters? No. And Roderick Strong's really goddamn good. Now he's a Cruiserweight champion, so now he's pigeonholed. There's nothing wrong with having random championships. WWE has way too many. I don't care how many programs, they got way too many championships. Tony D'Angelo is on the docks. I thought we were going to be reenacting the beginning of Jaws of Revenge. If you get it, you get it. In fact, I kind of want that to happen to Bruce Pritchard for being a goddamn piece of shit. Paul Bosch should rise from his grave and slap Bruce Pritchard to the point that he ends up just not being able to say anything about wrestling because he doesn't know anything about wrestling, because Bruce Pritchard is a goddamn piece of shit. So anyway, Brooke Jensen and Josh Briggs had 4 cameras on them for this bar fight. I would have thought that Briggs would have, minored in something else, if you know what I mean. Allegedly, that is. Why are they lumberjacks? Why are they bar fighting? These aren't the APA. It worked for the APA. It doesn't necessarily work for this. Kaylee Ray. Sorry, I can't help it. I like Kaylee Ray as far as her ability. And she took on Amari Miller. What in the early 2000s pop was Amari Miller's theme? And Kaylee Ray wins with a bomb. The KRL bomb. It's like Total Request Live bomb. Hey, Mackenzie Mitchell's with Rex Steiner. Teases facing Ciampa at some point down the road. I'm not against them featuring this guy as far as his ability, but boy, this is going to backfire on him. No heavy metal Von Wagner, by the way. Probably good, because the guy looked lost. He was shoved out there way too soon. Who are these random people? I remember the tall guy that held the door open for these 2 women. I don't know who the 2 women were. No idea who they were. But it was that guy that beat Boa, and then, did the smart thing and looked at the Grudge Ghost and said, haha, I'm hopping over here. And then he beat up some other guy. I don't know who these people were. No idea. Nobody identified them. I had to be told who the guy was that was beating up the other guy. Who were the women? Anyway, so Dante Chen took on Trey Baxter, and Singapore's first WWE wrestler, Dante Chen, and he won with some sit-out bomb variation. Okay. Andre Chase University. Basically, he is Bobby Knight. It is nice to know that Vince is really topical with his references towards angry college people. If you don't know who Bobby Knight is, that probably means you aren't even as old as I am. Why was he a college professor, and who did Steve ever beat? This is stupid. This is really, really stupid. There was nothing wrong with giving people a chance, but we're just shoving shit out. This was a goddamn misfire. And I don't know what the fuck he was saying. I don't know why there were seemingly only 8 people in the goddamn classroom. I hope that Triple H recovers. He had a cardiac issue, and hopefully he is going to be 100% soon. It sounds like he got the best medical care, and hopefully he's going to be all right. His in-ring day should be over. He should just be an executive, but hopefully he recovers 100%. And apparently O'Reilly is recovering, but is a while from coming back after injuries that he suffered, and heavy metal Von Wagner saved him. Joe Wayne Gacy says the ring is a safe space. And... well, we're going to talk about how his male privilege, he doesn't have to utilize his male privilege to get what he wants. Okay, why is he dressed like a waiter, and why doesn't he have the clown makeup on? Because Wayne Gacy should have that. Apparently this guy was a deathmatch wrestler, which probably explains why I hate deathmatch wrestling, because deathmatch wrestling is fucking stupid. It's not wrestling, it's fucking garbage. I don't care if somebody is talented, it's fucking stupid. I hate it when Funk and Foley did, even though they tried to put it on the map with some of the stuff they did in Japan. But whatever, maybe the guy has talent. He took on Cameron Grimes, who took it to the moon with a quick victory and whatever. Okay, Wayne Gacy got in a few shots, whatever. So we get wedding recaps. Thankfully, Loomis learned some oral skills before the honeymoon, said Wade. That was good. That was good. He said, well, it'd be boring if they weren't able to talk. I mean, he knew exactly what he was saying, because even Beth was just like, what the hell? But that was fine. That was like, all right, cool. All right, I like that. And we get Elektra Lopez versus Tasha Price. Tasha Price, who had appeared on various AEW programs, Dark and Dark Elevation mostly. I think maybe a few appearances on Dynamite during the pandemic era, before they brought fans back in. She was one of the paid people around ringside. Tasha has good fire. She has, she likes to scream a whole lot. I love me a good screamer. That I saw that going differently in my head. My whole point is she has good personality. Elektra wins easily. Wins absolutely easily, and damn, she has a good look. And that was fine. Good on Tasha Price. If AEW isn't using her, I think WWE should try to scoop her up. I think she's got some good fire. Now, is what it is. But she has some good ability. Elektra should be champ within a year or so, is what I wrote down. If she can come along like this, and good. So, Hit Skid Row shows up, with Swerve and the Goons, and that's really what the group is. I mean, I'm sorry. Swerve is head and shoulders above everybody in that goddamn group. And this B-Fab that she can't even do anything. She's friggin' stumbling over the goddamn ropes trying to get in. She tries to sloppily brawl with Elektra, who even, dumbing it down, is miles ahead of B-Fab. It's just not, I understand it's developmental, but here's the thing. This is cable programming. You should have people at least somewhat ready to be on TV. Otherwise, just put it on the cock. Just have, NXT cock.0. That's you know what? Actually, I would be all for that. Who can get off the cock first? I would always win that. Moving on. So this is a bad faction feud. This is the worst faction feud going on in WWE. It just seemingly it's so goddamn bad. Because Legoland Phantasm actually has ability, and I'm not saying that Swerve isn't really good. He is. I also forgot he was a North American champion because there's so many goddamn titles. Anyway, Cora Jade says to Trey Baxter they're actually real life dating, and good for them. Seen a few social media posts and they seem really happy. Good young love. You will learn to be cynical like me. You'll all learn. But anyway, Cora Jade says be happy and then kisses him. Honestly, these two lovebirds, they're going to be married soon. They're going to be happy and healthy and everything, and that's really good. I loathe love, can't fucking stand it or whatever. I'm a cynical goddamn 40-year-old jackass, but happy for these kids. Seriously, at least Cora Jade got on television. Trey Baxter is really good. So, Frankie Monet, along with Jessie Kamea and also Robert Stone, she's going to face Raquel next week. And somebody named Lash Legend? Is Lash LaRue back all of a sudden? I mean, what the fuck is going on? I have no idea. Who are these people? Seriously, I was asking that several times during this. Who are these people out here? Why is this guy holding the door open for two random women? Why is he beating up another guy? Why is Joe Wayne Gacy here? I thought that guy was... Oh, wait, that's John Wayne Gacy. I thought he died years ago. And who is this person that's talking to Frankie Monet? I have no idea. I'm not saying that they don't have talent, but let's just shove them out there and let's just say, oh, I'm interested. No, I have no idea who they are. Anyway, Odyssey Jones took on two guys. I think one of them was Cameron Stewart, who was on tonight's AEW Dark Elevation. Same tights. Not quite the same hair, but... maybe? Was it? I didn't actually catch the names. That Chase guy shows up, but Jones hits a double splash 1, 2, 3. Okay? Andre Chase versus Odyssey Jones. Chase Jones. Chase Jones sounds like some kind of weird cop drama. So, we have, like, I don't know what, I don't know what's going on with this show. We have, we have that Grayson guy talking backstage with a whole bunch of people. And then Carmelo and Tricky Ticky Tavi show up. And they're talking because Carmelo, I guess, is suddenly a de facto heel saying, well, hey, if you win the Cruiserweight title, you won't hold it for long because I'll cash in. I guess the contract that he won the breakout tournament is like a Money in the Bank thing. Somehow. And then suddenly Toxic Attraction shows up. If you don't know who Toxic Attraction is, it's Mandy Rose, Gigi Dolan, and JC Jane. I need at least two of them to step on me. Moving on from that. And Gigi... takes her flour and just trickles it down, everybody's chest. Because why the hell not? Why not make everybody happy? Why not make everybody horny? And thorny, if you will, because it's a rose. So anyway, Ikemen Jiro shows off his jackets. I don't get it. I don't get it. What the hell was that, to quote Krusty the Clown? I don't get it with this guy. He seems to have energy. I don't fucking get it. Anyway, Toxic Attraction speaks. Mandy talks about how she came to NXT. I just want to let that sit there so I can get the visual in your guys' head. So, the future of NXT is us. And I mean, Mandy mostly cuts promo here and talks about this. And then Gigi cuts a little bit of a promo where it wasn't very good. Gigi, the scripted stuff, I don't think is necessarily working for her. And I met her multiple times when she was Priscilla Kelly on the Indies. This wasn't good. JC was a little bit better. You need to give these women some more time or whatever, but I like the idea. This faction, I don't mind, because they look good. Mandy as a brunette certainly works, makes us more evil. And she's going to bring up 2 more up-and-coming talents as far as WWE goes. And that's a good thing. It's a win-win. They're certainly a better faction than Hit Skid Row is. Have I mentioned I don't like Hit Skid Row? So anyway, they want the NXT Women's Tag Team Championships. Hands up if you forgot those tag titles even existed. Hands up if you forgot half the titles in WWE exist. Io wants to face them. And Zoe says, shouldn't we consult? Zoe Stark, by the way, has to be the oldest 27-year-old on wrestling television that I've ever fucking seen. God damn. I guess being that kind of person, the kind of person that sees red all the time, if you know what I mean, that kind of ages you, being that goddamn idiotic. So anyway, Persia, Princess of Persia, if you will, says once Indy comes back from her honeymoon, we're going to want a shot. Everybody get in here. So anyway, then we're going to have 3 title matches next week. It's going to be Io and Zoe against JC and Gigi. And then it's going to be, I almost said Ember. It's going to be Frankie Monet against Raquel Gonzalez. And then it's going to be Roderick Strong. I wish it was Kushida against this Grayson. But no, nothing against Roderick Strong. But it would be Roderick Strong against this Grayson Waller guy. So then we get Pete Dunne and Ridge's big bulging clubs sticking out. Everybody against Ciampa and Rex Steiner. That is his name. Can we get a less stupid name for Rex is what I wrote down. He is really a lot like his dad. The fire, the incredible physique. He's got a great physique. He really does look like $1 million. He reminds me of his dad, except without, the crazy hair and everything, because his dad had wild hair in the late 80s, early 90s. But honestly, he has that Steiner ability. He really does. He can hit the Steiner. If he can get the clotheslines down, and he kind of has, he's going to really be over. It's a real shame that they couldn't find a way to just get a time machine, have Rick and, Rex team up, because that would be really cool. But he did a Steiner recliner at one point. That was nice. And then O'Reilly shows up and he hits Ridge with his bulging club. And then press slam, 1, 2, 3. Rex gets the victory. Good stuff. Okay, so some praise. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. By the way, I do want to say, as far as Price is Right Wrestling, you want to control this pet population, have your pets spayed or neutered. Goodbye, everybody.